promised you earlier, today we're having breakfast with the European Union. So it's the EU having tea with us this morning. Tea now European Union is what we're having on this segment of the show. Do stay tuned. Remember, you can be part of the show by calling us on 0770-347-221. Today we'll be getting to know a little bit more about the European Union and some of the projects that are being done in relation to the agriculture sector in our country. Do stay tuned. So have tea with us this morning, and my guest joining us for tea on the European Union segment on the breakfast show is Mr. Ngolwe Sikazwe, who is Portfolio Manager, Self-Help Africa. It's good to have you on the show this morning.
Good morning, Clotilde, and good morning, listeners. It's a pleasure to be here to have tea with the European Union.
Of course, we're having tea. So have tea with us for the next 15 minutes. In case you are wondering, the European Union, EU, is an economic and political partnership between 27 European countries, and it plays an important role in international affairs through diplomacy, trade, development, aid, and working with global organizations. So today our focus is on issues and everything to do with agriculture. So to kickstart our discussion, we'll get right into it. Mr. Sikazwe, maybe you can start by telling us how you play into the European Union programs as Self-Help Africa.
Thank you very much. The European Union is supporting a project known as the ENTERPRISE Zambia Challenge Fund. Mm-hmm. And basically the ENTERPRISE Zambia Challenge Fund is a 26 million initiative by the European Union, which forms part of a wider 99 million support to sustainable commercialization of Zambia's smallholder agriculture program.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Its aim is basically to unlock, accelerate, and leverage investments within agriculture value chains in Zambia.
Okay, are you able to tell us how long this project has been going on for?
Well, the project is started in 2020, and it's a 5-year project. The project is being implemented by Self-Help Africa and Imani Development Limited.
Now, I know there are farmers listening to this particular segment, and they're probably getting interested. Tell us about some the many other companies that you are working with that are involved in this particular project.
Currently, for the past 2 years, we have managed to work with 20 companies, and some of the companies we're working with, maybe off the cuff, we have Komako, we have Chisamba Ranching and Cropping, we have Continental Ginaries, we have Good Nature Agro, we have AfriSeed.
So it's quite a number of companies.
It's quite a number of companies, and currently maybe all the 20 companies, we should say we are currently reaching up to 200,000 smallholder farmers through these companies.
Wow. What is the criteria for a company or an organization that wants to get on board this project?
Okay. First of all, the Enterprise Zambia Challenge Fund offers financial support to companies who work with smallholder farmers in Zambia. So how we do this is basically we run open calls, which we call for proposals from companies who send us proposals. Then we evaluate these proposals, and basically when evaluating these proposals, we look at 4 major categories of what we want to see in those proposals. The number one thing we look at is the project they're proposing to us, is it commercially viable? That is the number one key thing. The number two thing we'll look at is what is the social impact of the project which a company is proposing to us. Number three, we will look at supporting a green economy, because we all know how important environmental issues are, and the EU is quite keen on supporting a green economy. So we put a lot of emphasis in how a company responds to these issues. And lastly, we look at the how sustainable is the project, because what we don't want to see is after the grant funding has ended, a project or a company ceasing its activities, but we want those activities to continue even beyond the period of the funding.
Indeed. Now, I know that part of the objective of this project is to ensure that lives of smallholder farmers are changed. Are you able to give us practical examples of, for example, an institution, a company that you're working with that has been able to transform the life of individuals in our communities?
Well, Clotilde, like I said, this project is only 2 years old, and
Yes.
As much as maybe the full impact has not been seen, but we have made some milestones, and some of the milestones we have made during implementation of this project. We have currently we have a first sunflower outgrower scheme in Northern Province. You know, Northern Province has never been known to grow sunflower, but
Yes.
currently we have thousands of smallholder farmers who are being supported through an outgrower scheme for sunflower.
Okay.
We also have a company who is supporting women farmers in growing groundnuts for the export market. So
Alright.
we are looking at supporting women in Central Province and Southern Province through a company known as New Rotation Zambia, who received funds from us, who are supporting women who are growing groundnuts for the export market. So these are some of the milestones, and many more milestones which we are scoring with these companies.
All right, you're listening to Tina European Union segment on our breakfast show this Wednesday morning. We take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be looking at, we'll be reviewing some of the milestones, like we've heard, that have been made under this project, and of course how they're monitoring progress in the various aspects of this project as we wrap up. Remember, it's just 15 minutes of Tina European Union. Do stay tuned with us. You're having tea with us on this segment. That's the tea with you and the European Union. So tea with the European Union. Do have breakfast with us on this segment of the breakfast show. My guest is Mr. Sikazwe Ngolwe, who is Portfolio Manager, Self-Help Africa, and we're talking about the work that is being done with the European Union to help farmers, smallholder farmers in particular, within our country. We did talk about this project and what it's all about and some of the milestones made so far. How do you then, Mr. Sikazwe, do the monitoring of this project? I know you did say that you're only 2 years old into this project. How has been the monitoring so far?
Yeah, we realize that for any project to have an impact, you really need to have a good monitoring plan. But like I said, Clotilde, remember, we are getting financial support from the European Union, who provide the oversight for this project. So
Yes.
we actually get a lot of involvement. We do not leave the companies on their own. We periodically have to monitor these companies. We talk to these companies almost on a weekly basis. We demand reports. We demand accountability, because this is taxpayers' money from the European Union, people who we are thankful to. So we make sure that the companies are doing what they said they'll do. And maybe one thing which I didn't mention, these grants which we offer to agri-enterprises in Zambia, they are actually matching funds.
Okay.
So if we give a company 100,000 euros, it means they need to put up another 100,000 euros.
Okay.
So basically what we are doing, the EU gave us 26 million and we are using 20.8 million, giving it out as grants. It means basically the minimum leverage we are going to make on the Zambian agriculture sector, the minimum will be 40 million euros worth of investment, which is being invested in different value chains across the agriculture sector.
All right. Any notable challenges implementing this project?
Well, challenges are always there. The number one thing maybe which I can note is our first season. I think everyone can agree that last season being an agriculture project, the rain pattern was quite challenging.
Yeah.
And these are the issues actually which we are trying to raise, or which we're trying to talk about when we talk about supporting a green economy, because of the issues of climate change.
Yes.
They are so real to us, and I think every one of us can attest to the effects of these issues. So one of the issues is basically changes in the climate. I think being an agriculture project, this has posed a number of challenges to our companies who are implementing this project. But these are the things which the EU wants us to respond to by doing things better instead of damaging our environment.
Indeed. As we come to the close of this particular segment, your final remarks.
Well, my final remarks basically is to thank the European Union for such an initiative. You know, Zambian agriculture sector has always been crying about the lack of financing, and the provision of 20.8 million to Zambian agriculture sector is a very, very big milestone. And I would also want to urge all the companies who have actually benefited from these grants that I hope they do the right thing, so that we can be able to make the desired impact. And who knows, the EU might be able to support us with other funds. I know there are other companies who also want to take part in this.
Indeed. Would like to say thank you so much for having tea with us on this segment, Mr. Sikazwe. We'll continue to call upon you for more information on this ongoing project. We see you are a partner with the EU on this very important project. We've been talking to Mr. Ngolwe Sikazwe on this segment of the Breakfast Show. He is Portfolio Manager, South Help Africa. Remember, this program is back again on Friday. And so in subsequent programs, do look out for many other topics that we'll be looking at. So for the next 6 weeks, we'll be sitting down and having tea with the EU and their partners to understand, first of all, how they help smallholder farmers integrating value chains, and how they support climate smart crop production, and of course how they enhance water resources management, among many other issues. So this is where we have to wrap it up for this edition. Thank you so much for listening.